everybody, I'm Naturopathic Dr. Joelle, and today we're going to talk a little bit about stress. With everybody having such fast-paced lives, it's common to hear people say, I'm overwhelmed, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling like I've just got too much on my plate. So as a naturopath, the way we want to approach things is, first of all, we want to understand what the root cause is in terms of the link to why you're feeling stressed so much. And certainly stress is a perception of a dangerous and threatening situation. And, there's basically three kinds of stress. Number one, feeling overwhelmed. Number two, having difficulties making decisions. And number three, the fear of the unknown. And there's different reasons why that people, resonate more with one kind of stress versus another. But if a person is feeling the first type of stress, we typically recommend having things put in baskets. So using the ABC approach if somebody's feeling overwhelmed, and just putting things in the basket for A, which is things that need to be done today, B, which is things that need to be done this week, and C, which are bigger picture things that maybe need to be done over a longer time period. And moving one thing forward in each area every day. Sometimes we put too much on our plate all at once, and so the idea would be to stretch out the timeline to make sure that you have enough time that you don't feel pressured all the time to get everything done. The second kind of stress is having a difficult time making a decision. And in that circumstance, what I recommend is just making sure that you gather enough information, setting yourself a timeline, and then just making the best decision with the time period that you have. And keep in mind that you can always change your mind, you can always update, the direction that you take. And that's a part of life. The third type of stress, which is the fear of the unknown, the reason why is because the mind doesn't like wide open space, because there's literally nothing for the brain to attach itself to. So the idea there is to provide a little bit of a jungle gym in the mind so that the mind can attach itself to different points. So basically giving yourself some information. I know that when I was going to school, naturopathic school for the first time in the big city of Toronto, I lived completely across the other end of the city, and I wasn't sure how long it was going to take and so forth. So when I was talking to my mom, she said, why don't you just drive there and then you'll get a sense of where you're going. And as soon as my brain had that information, then I felt very comfortable in doing the drive the next day. So those are the three types of stress. And in terms of how we actually analyze stress or markers that give us a representation of where you are, with a naturopath, you can do various types of exams, including change in blood pressure. Typically, when you go from sitting to standing, your blood pressure should elevate a little bit. And if it tends to drop, then it may be related to adrenal fatigue. But another really simple test that we can do is just simply a hormone blood test, which includes cortisol and DHA, which are some markers of adrenal gland health. Lastly, in terms of how we approach supporting you through stress, is we have great techniques, and everything is always individualized to each person. So one of the techniques could be using acupuncture, about resetting the nervous system. Another technique could be looking at certain adaptogen herbs, which help the body reduce its stress response. And also working at simple things that might be connected. There may be lack of nutrients, magnesium, iodine, which impacts the thyroid gland, or iron, which makes a person tired. And then we would also look at resetting hormones and pulling the whole picture together and making sure that it's specific for you. So if you have questions regarding stress, we've got a whole team here that can help support you. So feel free to give us a shout.